I was watching a video earlier today from Rich from Review Tech, and he was pointing out how outdated the consoles are compared to the PC. And he was using as a demonstration a screenshot from Metal Gear. One version was from the PS4 and one was from the PC, and he had a slider and he was just going back and forth, and you could tell a difference in the graphics between, the latest gen console and a PC. Now, I've heard a lot of people talk about how outdated the consoles are, so this isn't just directed towards Rich. I like his channel, so this isn't like a hit piece or anything like that. But they talk about how, pretty far lacking the consoles are compared to the PCs. And some have argued that the consoles were just pushed out too soon, or that Sony and Microsoft didn't invest enough in some of the components. I mean, I gotta tell you, it wouldn't matter how long they waited before they released these consoles. No matter what, consoles would always be behind PC. And there's several reasons for that. One, of course, PCs have new components that come out almost every month. And consoles are a closed system, which takes years sometimes of planning. And in order to, plan years ahead, you have to have the content there in order to start working with, or know what's going to be made pretty soon, in order to get that information out to developers so that they can start building games for those platforms. So the planning is a little bit different. And if you bought a console, of course, looking for ultra settings on the PC on every game, I mean, I guess the joke's on you, because nobody has ever made that argument that I'm aware of. If having the absolute best looking grass is your priority, then by all means, get a PC. And also, console gamers probably aren't going to like this statement, but the truth is the vast majority of console gamers are what I would call casuals. And I don't mean that as a slight or a negative, and I'm not even talking about the quality of games or the types of games. More like what I mean by when I say casuals is these are meant to be mass marketed. And in order to mass market a product, it has to sell a ton. And Rich mentioned that in his video, with these graphics going back and forth, whenever you looked at the PC, he said, for about $650, you could get a PC that does these sort of graphics. Well, yeah, I would hope that if I paid for a system that costs about twice as much right now as a current Xbox, I would get a little bit better looking graphics. But you're not going to sell many consoles for $650. Most PC gamers that I know are kind of like car enthusiasts. And they love their games, but they also love their machines. They love building them, they love tweaking them, maximizing and optimizing the performance, right? And it's just like, kind of like a NASCAR is going to blow out an average car on the street. But not everybody feels the need to go out and get a NASCAR. And there's a lot of people who don't care about building anything. They don't want the hassle of going through and having to troubleshoot and set up options. They want to plug and play. And there's nothing wrong with either approach. I mean, hell, I've got a PC. Whenever I built it, which has been a couple of years now, I got like a really good deal, I felt, and I still invested around $2,000 into the system. But that was also because, I'm invested in my work machine. But it's also my gaming machine, because my gaming machine is part of my work machine. But at the end of the day, I've got this nice-ass computer in here, which I sit at all day long, which is one of the reasons I actually like to go sit in front of my console when it comes to gaming. So at the end of the day, I still prefer gaming on my console, regardless of how much tessellation is in the rocks. Most people don't give a shit. Most people can't even tell the difference unless they're looking at the versions side by side. Most people want to just power up their system, grab a controller, grab a beer, grab a bong, and just have a good time. And visuals is just one part of having a good time. And can you tell me that Metal Gear Solid is any less fun on the PS4 compared to the PC? I like not having to figure out what driver I need to play a game. Or if I need to uninstall something and go back to an older version in order to play a game more stable. I like not having to fine tune and go through every little setting whenever I start playing a game. I like not having random crashes and issues that come along with PC gaming. And they do happen a lot more with PC gaming because the developers have to accommodate for all the different variations that everybody has. So it is a little bit more difficult to get everything just perfect. I like having one system that no matter what game I'm playing on, all my friends are there and we can party up. And I don't have to worry about, hey, are we playing on Origin or Steam or Uplay? I like being able to suspend and resume my gameplay. I like being able to just turn off my box, go grab something to eat, a Mickey D's or something, come back, turn it on, and pick up exactly where I left off within like 3 seconds. I like having all my achievements and trophies in one place. I like sitting on my ass on the couch with a big screen and my controller facing everybody else who also more than likely has a controller, seeing the exact same graphics as I'm seeing, and no one's seeing better draw distance simply because they invested more money than I did in a certain component. And I like playing exclusives that you can't find on the PC. I also like not having to sit there and worry about saving up money to upgrade new components just to play the latest games. That's not to say that I don't like my PC, because trust me, I do. I love it. And I still game on it pretty regularly. And the graphics are a lot better. But that doesn't make the system any better for every individual. And it doesn't necessarily make the games any better either. I agree. I think we should be pushing towards 60 frames per second. I agree. It's kind of shitty that the new consoles can't hit stably 1080p. But you're kidding yourself, and you're absolutely lying if you say that it looks like dog shit and it looks like graphics from 2008 that we're playing on. Are they outdated? Well, I mean, hell, what's your definition? If you're saying that if somebody has a better system than you, then all of a sudden that other system is outdated, well, I guess so, right? I mean, can you imagine saying that to somebody? Oh, you're driving a 2013 Jeep? I've got a 2015. How do you sit in that thing? Like, can you imagine saying that to somebody, how douchey that sounds? I can guarantee you somebody has built a computer that makes yours look like a speak and spell. There's always going to be somebody out there or some company who's built something that can do a lot more than your system can do. But that doesn't make your system any less fun or any less enjoyable. And the thing about the consoles is, as I've said before, it's one of the few areas, because most things that you buy, they become less capable machines. But consoles is the one thing that's kind of weird, wherein as it gets better with time, and what you're getting at release is not the quality that you will get in 4 to 5 years. And just like we've seen it on all past generations, games will continue to look better and better. Not even games on the Wii U look bad. But I hate to break it to you, the PC master race, and I'm not just talking about everybody who owns a PC. Like I said, I've got a PC. But the people who feel like PC elitist, I gotta be honest with you, very few people are that envious. Very few people care. They didn't buy their console simply because they couldn't afford a PC. They're not peasants. They bought one because they preferred one. Just how you preferred your system over the consoles. Post below, let me know, what do you think? Do you think consoles are outdated, and do you think that games are less enjoyable due to less tessellation? That does it for me, the Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.